VanLife biker here. Pretty excited. It's looking like I kind of got this thing fixed, I believe, guys. Been going around and around with this thing today, trying to delete some things out of memory, and didn't know if it was the actual platform was limiting me. But a lot of the reasons why I haven't had very long videos up until now. It's just been getting worse and worse, but I think I got it all figured out. Everybody knows I'm no computer guru. This is my expertise, not computers, and that's why I'm here. I want to build this channel to educate people, to keep people from burning up in these things, which we had a close call the other day. If people know Kara and Nate, if they subscribe to their channel, they bought a van and they got things fixed. We're in for some other repairs, and the mechanic spotted out some other issues, and they're very, very lucky. We'll just say that. So this is what we're doing here. I want to make sure people are doing things right. Myself, I'm almost 40 years in construction, and that's why I don't know too much about computers. I'm old school, I guess, and just work with my hands my whole life. So this is where you're going to learn how to do it right. So that fuse box just hanging there the other day, we got everything just kind of temporary and wide open to show everybody what's going on as we're building this baby. If you see right in the center of the fuse box, it's got those little red LED lights there. Those light up when the fuse is removed, or when it's or when the fuse blows. So if you're going to build one of these, highly recommend. They're maybe another $5-10 or something, but save you a lot of headaches. You get a blown fuse, hey, something didn't work, and open up, boom, there it is, little light showing the fuse is blown. So like and subscribe, guys. I want to grow this channel to save people lots of money, and I always forget to say that on these little clips when I record them. So let's get over here and get to work. So if we were feeding that panel, here's Ohm's law, and we're getting ugly today, so we're going to get out the old uglies book. We talked about this when we kind of went over the beginning of electrical the other day, 101. This is 101, I guess, episode 2. Okay, say we got 10 lights, and they're 10 watts apiece. We got 100 watts. This is going to relay all the watts, amps, volts, kind of make some sense of all this. If you got a 12 volt system, you're here. We want to put a 24 volt system here, or a 120 volt system, wherever you are. This is Ohm's law. It always works out this way. This is why electricians have to go to school for 5 years. It's not a matter of just doing the work. And this is also why we shouldn't mess around with this stuff if we don't know what we're doing. So here's the equation. Pretty simple. We got the watts. We want to figure out the amps. And here we got the volts and the amps, but we need to figure out the watts. So we would take the two missings and figure it out. Simple, right? Simple. Okay, from the manufacturer, I knew my refrigerator drew 4.3 amps for an example. Excuse me. Now I want to feed that panel, that fuse box. What wire do I use? How do I fuse it? This is where people get messed up. So apples to apples now, since we converted our watts to amps back over here at 8.3, right? We can add this together. That fuse box is going to be pulling, what do we got there? Almost a little over 12.5 amps. 80% rule. I always like to have the 80% rule. It's an old school rule. So we want to add that 20% of this here, which is 2.52. So we're going to add that to our 12.6. So that brings us up to 15 amps. And we always want to round up on fuses. Could we find a 16 amp? Probably. It'd probably be a fortune. So we just go the common 20 amp fuse. So that's how we would fuse it. Okay, what wire size would we run at, 15 and an eighth, if we want to convert that to a fraction there? But 15.12, what size wire would we run? So we go back over to our uglies book we went over the other day. And remember, we're going to use this first chart because we're not derating. If we're going to derate, then we'd go by this chart and work our way down. So we're over 15 amps, right? So we want to run number 12. 12 gauge wire copper. Like I say, your most common. A lot of times you're going to see that THHN. So THHN insulation is actually rated for over here, so you're definitely safe. But because of these asterisks, we want to use this chart here for no matter what. That's just kind of the standard for 20 amps. You run number 12 wire. Number 10 wire, you're going to use a 30 amp breaker or 30 amp fuse. So here we go. We're back over here. 120s in our households here in America. Same situation. When we wire homes, if they're just general purpose receptacles, we would make them 1.5 amps on a circuit. Is kind of what we would figure. That would be an absolute max. Now, if you're going to plug a microwave into it, then it's not a general purpose, right? So these are like hallway plugs, things that are very seldom used, more than one thing plugged in at a time. 10 would be our max on that, and here's the reason why. We got 20 amps, breaker. We're going to figure them at 1.5 amps a piece, right? So 15 amps at 1.5. We got 10 of them. That brings us to 15 amps. Now, if we added 11, where would we be? 16.5, right? We can't do that. 80% rule, guys. You guys are learning. This is going to keep you from burning down your house. So like and subscribe, and we're going to do a lot more of this stuff and educate you guys all around the world. This is the Van Life Biker, and I'm out.